Hello Finxters, welcome to the world of Web3. As you are watching this, I assume you have a keen interest to explore the buzzword of modern day technology called Web3. Think about the Facebook app launch in 2004 and its evolution till today, or you may notice the emergence of online stores like Amazon or Alibaba out of nowhere. Web3 is expected to be the next wave of their predecessors. If you want to build your career in a future-proof technology, or if you want to grab the new opportunities arising in the development sector, then I hope it's the best time to know about the starting point of Web3. Now, what is Web3 Js? According to the Web3 Js documentation, Web3 Js is a collection of libraries that allow us to interact with a local or remote Ethereum node using HTTP, IPC, or WebSocket. In simple words, it's a collection of libraries that allow us to interact with the Ethereum node. You can use it server-side or in a web browser. Now let's draw a real-world scenario and try to understand what Web3.js really is. I have drawn an imaginary blockchain world here, and inside this Ethereum network, a bunch of EVM nodes are running. And there are multiple nodes available inside this Ethereum network which are serving the same purpose of databases or storages. That means a single server is not acting as a database or storage. Now I want to get connected with this blockchain world. That means I want to get connected with this Ethereum network. So I need my own node. So let's create my own EVM node. This is my own EVM node that will help me to get connected with this Ethereum network. Now assume you are a developer and you have made a nice soothing website for a purpose. Now you want to connect it with blockchain or with a smart contract written on a decentralized app that is already deployed on a blockchain. Now the question is, how will you establish communication between them? That's the time when Web3.js comes into play. Web3.js acts as an interface between the website space and the blockchain world. Interacting with the blockchain world means you are communicating with an Ethereum node. Here at the front end we have the client-side application, and the web browser accepts crypto with the plugin like MetaMask. Here Web3 helps us to interact with the Ethereum blockchain network by contracting API calls or by subscribing to that events. The way you use to talk to that node or Ethereum client is Web3.js library over a remote procedure call protocol named Json RPC. It's very similar to an API, but instead of one server, you have an RPC for every node potentially. Blockchain is maintained by blockchain nodes. Other applications like MetaMask and Coinbase connect to that nodes in order to query and update the blockchain data. Usually these clients run their own node. Then there are some other clients like Infura. Infura allows us to access their blockchain node via an API. We will use Ganache today to connect to a personal blockchain. Ganache is a personal blockchain for rapid Ethereum distribution application development. As you are interested to know about the Web3.js, I think you have a good knowledge on JavaScript and Node.js. Now let's move to the Visual Studio Code and create a folder. I'm naming it Web3 Intro, Web3 Intro, and then I have to go to the terminal, and I'm opening a new terminal here. The first thing I need to do is to check if Node.js is installed in my computer, and from the terminal you can type node and -v, and now this is, as a return I'm getting v16.13.1. This is the version that is installed in my computer. If Node.js is not installed in your computer, then you have to move to the browser and then let's type node.js and go to the download option. There are two options available here, the long-term support version and the current version. I will recommend you to use the long-term support version, and if you are a Windows operating system user, then you can download it from the Windows installer. And if you are using any other operating system like Mac OS or Linux, then you can install it from here or by clicking on the 64-bit Linux option here. Just after installing this thing, just follow the procedure. This Node.js will be automatically installed on your computer. No problem. Now, before installing Web3, we need to create a package.json file where we will install all the dependencies. For this, we need an npm package installer that is already installed with the Node.js version. So now let's proceed. Now type npm init -y and press enter. We are just telling the npm to initialize the process, and writing this -y means yes for all the content. A package.json file will be installed inside this Web3 intro folder. You can just go and check on that. There is the file. Here's something written there: name, version, description, and so many dependencies are installed here. Now we will install this Web3 inside this package.json file. So for that, just type npm install -save Web3. Enter. Just press enter. This installation is now going on. It will take a little bit of time. And now you can see this web3.js is installed in my computer, and you can see the version number is showing here inside this package.json file. Dependencies web3, the version number is 1.7.1. Now we have installed Web3. Now to use this thing, we need to import it. For this thing, first just type go to the node node, enter, and then just type and create a new class of Web3. eb Web3 equal require Web3. Just initiate it, enter. Constant Web3 equal to require Web3. Here we have created a Web3 class with the capital W. So if you have a good knowledge on JavaScript, you will easily understand this thing, what's going on inside this. Now we have created the Web3 class here, and we can instantiate objects from this. Let's try to connect Web3.js with the test blockchain. The test blockchain basically helps us build our testing environment so that we can write our smart contract code, deploy to the test blockchain locally without impacting anybody else, and determine if it is working correctly. We are going to use Ganache here for this purpose. Ganache is a product that gives us a test blockchain as well as some utilities to help us deploy contracts to that test blockchain. It also helps us to develop applications and then execute tests against the local environment. If you are able to understand how Web3.js interacts with Ganache, then it will be easier for you to understand the interaction between Web3.js and any blockchain. Let's move to the trufflesuite.com/ganache/index.html. Just press enter. You will be reaching to that page, and here you will see one option is available, download Windows option, and just click on this, and this download process will automatically be started for this. Just wait for a few minutes and follow the procedure. Your Ganache will be automatically installed on your computer. Now Ganache is installed in my PC, and after installation it will ask you to choose between quick start or new workspace option. Creating workspaces allow us to generate multiple test blockchains, but for simplicity we will use quick start option here. That's it. Let's click on it. So that's it. We have created and launched our test blockchain successfully. Have a look at the GUI of the Ganache. Here we have multiple addresses and their balances available under the accounts section. Although it's not real accounts, but we can use those to connect with Web3 Js and get the balance from the account. And then we can use it to transfer some amounts also. Have a look at the block section. No block is showing under this because we didn't do any transaction. Now let's check the transaction section. No transactions is written here because we didn't yet connect it with Web3.js. Whenever we'll connect it with Web3.js and we'll initiate some transaction, then it will show some data here. But first thing first, let's try to connect the Ganache with Web3.js now. Now the way we can connect to a node is by passing a provider into the Web3 constructor. This provider can be either a HTTP provider or a WebSocket provider or an IPC provider. This HTTP provider allows us to talk to the node via HTTP endpoints, and a WebSocket provider is almost similar to HTTP provider, but it allows subscription. And the next one, that is IPC provider, that helps us to connect to a node via IPC calls. That is usually used for a blockchain node running on a local machine in a separate process. To connect the Ganache with Web3.js, we will use this HTTP provider. Just under the RPC server, you will see this thing. Just copy this thing and we will use it after some time inside the Web3 constructor. And this is the URL of the Ganache. Let's create a new object of Web3 class and I'll name it as my Web3. Let my Web3 equal new Web3 and new Web3. This will be the class Web3 dot providers dot HTTP. Just follow this provider, and inside this just put the Ganache URL, Control V, and then this, and then complete the brackets properly, and this, and don't put end there. Now new object, my Web3 object is created now inside this. Now if we type my Web3, then we'll get all the informations here. And now we have connected our Web3 with Ganache, and if you want to check, just press Ctrl F and Web3, my Web3. Let's go from my Web3, and here you can find my Web3 new Web3. So this is the link of the Ganache. So we have connected it with Ganache. Now we can do so many things with the help of Web3. You can give command to it and it will follow this. So the next thing will be, we'll try to get the balance out of an address. So let's go for this. To get the balance from a Ganache address, we'll use the web3.eth library. You can get the documentation from here. I'll keep the link below. So this will help you to get the account of the contract if you want to get the details, and if you want to get the balance of this. This is really helpful. Let's get the balance inside my Web3 dot eth dot balance dot get balance, get balance, and that's inside this. Just put an address. Let's try to get the balance from here. Just copy it, Control C, move to the Visual Studio Code and paste it here, and then this, and then complete the bracket and then put another. Now to make it visible to the terminal, we need to do another thing. Then just write then console.log. Now press enter. Now we have got the balance in terms of way. Now 1 ether equals to 10 to the power 18 way. If you want to convert this to ether, then there is another method available in Web3. So let's move to the documentation. Here you will get inside this Web3.js, you will get Web3.utils. This will help you to convert it from way to ether. So there you can read the documentation if requires. Here this is the method we'll use from way to way to convert this thing. So let's move to the terminal. If you want to copy the previous code, then just put the upper arrow key and you will have it on your console. Now we'll create a function here, and it will take the balance as a parameter and convert it with the help of utils package. So let's move. Then function will take balance as a parameter, balance, and then I will use my web3 dot utils dot from way, and then it will take the balance as one parameter, and the method of conversion balance one parameter, and the method of conversion and it will convert it to ether. You can just put the brackets perfectly. This is one, another one is this, and then this, and then this. Enter. Now this is pending. Nothing is visible here as I didn't put the console log inside the function. So let's do it. To show this thing, I need to console log here, console.log, and then put one bracket here, and then put another bracket here. Now press enter. You have seen. Now you have seen the result has come 100 ETH. So now we have got the balance from this account. This is 100 ETH, and after conversion we have got this as 100 ETH. Now another thing we can do some transaction from one account to another account, and we'll do it now. To transfer balance from one account to another account, we'll use the send transaction method of web.eth. So let's try it. My web3 dot eth dot send transaction, and now put a bracket inside the second bracket. I'll write from which account I'm transferring this thing from. So let's go to Ganache and copy an account. Let's copy this, and then inside the inverted comma paste it, and put comma now to which account I want to transfer. Let's go to Ganache again and copy another account. Assume that I want to transfer to this account. Just copy this thing and now paste it inside the inverted comma, Control V, and then this. Now how much is the amount you want to transfer? Let's write it in value, and we'll use the utils package, myweb3.utils, and that now we'll convert it to way, and then we'll transfer to way. How much we want to transfer? 10. We want to transfer 10 ether. So ETH here, ether. Now complete the bracket. Complete the second bracket here, and then complete the first bracket. And now let's push enter. And a string. Oh, I need to pass the number as a string, so this is the arrow they're giving. So just copy this thing, press the upper key, and before this 10, write this, make it a string, and then pass it. Now make it a string, just push the enter. Now we can see. Now the transfer is completed. Now if you move to the canars, then you can see here from this address it's showing as 110 ETH. So it has received 10 ETH from this account, and this account balance is now 90 ETH. So this Web3 is completely working. Now if you move to the blocks, now you can see the blocks are added now, and one transaction took place also. So you can see that hash number of this transaction. So our Web3 is working completely fine. So this is a very easy process to transfer amount from one account to another account, and we can apply it with any other node. There is no problem. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for being with me. Stay tuned. I'll come back with more Web3 related topics. Until then, goodbye.